Next speaker, Tapan, Kumar,
Saridan.
Sen.
Thank you, Deputy Chairman Saab. At the outset, I pray your indulgence in the matter of time. I am a person from the labour movement and I think I will be able to tell something tangible. My first point is to the chair is, Honourable Minister, while introducing, he is a new entrant in the Labour Ministry. So, Honourable Minister, maybe out of the record that has been prepared by the Labour Ministry, has made a statement that this is the production of consensus with the trade union. That is absolutely a misstatement, and misstatement should not remain in the record. So, please remove that. And if you go through the recommendation of the standing committee, report of the standing committee on this bill, you will get yourself doubly reassured that there was no consensus with the trade unions, nor even at tripartite level on this issue. Whatever file you have prepared in the Labour Ministry, I don't know, but that is the fact, and I am a person who is directly from the labour movement. I represent a central trade union organization as its general secretary. Sir, the bill was first, the whole bill, approach of the bill, and in that matter, let me take this chance to say that on labour matter, number of bills are already pending in the parliament. In Lok Sabha also some bill. And what is the whole approach of behind the bill? Is it for the betterment of the worker who are creating your GDP, who are contributing to your GDP, and who alone are contributing to your GDP and production of wealth? On a currency of notes, sir, nothing can be produced. For whom who are giving a treatment? And you are hearing the voice of only the employers. जो चंदा देता है, you are bothering so much for them that जो vote देता है, you don't bother, you are putting them under their clutch. Your constitutional mandate of any legislative process is to establish rule of law covering all. But whole target of your labor law changes. Targeting the threshold level of employment in the matter of coverage is aimed at pushing more and more and more out of the coverage and protection of labor law and throw them at the mercy of the employers. This is what is the removal, enhancement of the threshold level is only meant for that. No doubt the bill was brought at the UPA regime. We also at that time while interacting with the Labour Minister, Askarji baithe hue hai, Kharge ji tha, we made our point very clear. So there are no consensus. Maybe you have a new person in the Labour Ministry. Kindly check up, and I request Chair, please remove that. Sir, the bill was originally brought in 2005 with the additional provision for the penalty, enhancement of the penalty for the employer for violation of the labour laws. It was substantially increased. That time the concerned standing committee unanimously recommended that this penalty is, they upheld these penalty provisions. And at the same time, returned the bill to the government to again bring back or only after arriving consensus at a tripartite level, particularly with the trade union. That report was placed in the parliament on 20 December 2005. After that, the bill was again reintroduced, withdrawn the 2005 bill, and it was reintroduced in 2011. And मजे का बात यह है, all penalty clause are removed. We same bothering about जो चंदे देते हैं, and the only exemption part by enhancing the threshold level, that part is maintained. That bill was also examined by the standing committee, and standing committee, which the report of which was placed on December 2011. Sir, please go through that. The committee note that the government reintroduced the amended bill in March 2011 without building consensus with the trade union. This is a record report I am reading out from the record of the report of the standing committee, of which examined 2011 bill and submitted its report in the parliament in December 2011. This again reproves that the statement being made that there was a consensus is not at all a fact. It is an untrue statement. Then the same committee examining the technology level being used in the production, they observed, please go through the report. that from 19 it should go down further, it should not increase. Because technology increases the labor productivity phenomenally. Same worker is now working, producing 10 people's work. 10 people's production one person is doing because of the increase in technology. And your labor ministry report also, annual report 2012, they also identified this fact that the per man labor ministry's report, the productivity in India measured in terms of GDP per person employed per hour is $4.17 US dollar. That is around 250 per hour of or rupees 2,000 per day. What is the minimum wage are paying now? Maximum 5,000, 6,000 per month. Labor productivity is 2,000 per day. This is not my figure. It is a figure produced by your labor ministry, central labor ministry, in their annual report 2012. So I think all taken together, the situation demands that you must totally reverse this bill, taking into consideration the labor productivity, their contribution, single labor, their contribution to productivity. The situation demands that the definition of small establishment should go down further, and I move my amendment accordingly. Please, it's a very important
Yes.
thing.
I
Please
know
allow
you
me
are-
to speak thereafter
It's
how
your-
to
your
decide.
subject. Yeah,
Please
but
allow.
2 minutes more.
Sir, please, I request. Then I think the further point that you want to simplify. What simplify? Please peep into any factory in your Delhi. You need not go beyond. In the Wazirpur area or the industrial area, Okhla and others. Please peep into. More than 100 workers are working. Only 20 workers are now in their register. What you could do? There are written complaints to the government. Nothing could be done. This is the state of affairs. You are further simplifying, further diluting the provision. Is it in the interest of the labor? Is it in the interest of the enhancing productivity? And what is your own statement say, government figure say? That on the average, the submission of return and maintenance of register is a lawful obligation. If somebody violates, they should be behind the bar. You are not doing that, fine. And what is the percentage of people submitting returns? Your government report says it is hardly 25.9% of the registered factories, they are submitting annual returns. They are regularly submitting annual returns and submitting other statements required under the stipulation of law. 75% of the factories are not submitting return. They don't bother. There is no Inspector Raj, no Inspector Raj at all. That lamenting is made only to feed and support the employers class who are exploiting people. And out of when 75% are violating the lawful obligation in open daylight, that is the reality today, you are further diluting that in the name of exemption, simplification and so on and so forth. किसको लिए है? किसको लिए अच्छे दिन आप लाने वाला है बताइए? For whom? And whatever the labor law is still pending in this parliament, submitted by your government, is all aimed at the same level. And in that sense, your subsequent bill, Factories Act, is contradictory to this bill. And your another bill which is now posted in your website on small factories amendment bill is further contradictory to the provisions of what you have given over here. What do you want to do? Sir, what is the meaning of 40? Enhancement of making it 40 and giving them concession. It means more than 71.2% of the factory establishment in the country as per annual survey of industry report published in 2012. More than 71.3% of the factory establishment and more than 80% of the worker will be thrown out of the purview of the protection of these labor laws.
Yes, sir.
Is it just complete? Are you following the constitutional mandate of establishing the rule of law and all? And you are telling only by these the investment will shower on Indian soil. Sorry, sir. Last 30 years, employment generation and employment loss, side by side, you place and compare, you will come to the truth. Nothing else can be the far from truth. By creating an illusion that investment will shower, more you will be giving the concession to those who are already looting the workers, giving them more concession, you will get more investment. It is a illusion, nothing but a wrong illusion. Just like our finance minister say, reduce the tax rate, you will have better compliance. You have reduced the tax rate over the year, successive government, and as on date, the unpaid direct tax is more than 5 lakh crore a year, and that is increasing, jumping every year. So this theory doesn't work. I repeat again, please relieve yourself for the concerns of those you are now busy with. Please consider the concern of those who have voted you to power. You are not doing this, and this bill is a betrayal to them who have voted you in power. So we object, we oppose, and I have moved a concrete amendment, and I request the House to seriously consider my amendment. That is have a scientific basis. It should go down from 19 to 14, and please support this. With this, I press my submission on this bill. Thank you.
Thank you.